Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Luke. I hope everyone's doing well. Here on this channel I talk about classic, vintage and designer fragrances. This year I've already done a video on summer fragrances, so I wanted to do another one focusing on the note of coconut. Yes, in this video I'll talk about the coconut fragrances in my collection. I want to say that coconut isn't necessarily my favorite note, but I do have quite a few fragrances with coconut, so let's talk about them. The first fragrance is actually a new acquisition of mine. This is Clinique My Happy Lily of the Valley, Lily of the Beach. This one I always get it wrong. This is Lily of the Beach, and this is a white floral coconut vanilla fragrance. This was a blind buy. I only paid around 12 euros for it. I think it was very, very affordable. And to me, this smells just like your typical beachy white floral coconutty fragrance. It's absolutely divine. I'm wearing it today actually. And when I got this, it reminded me of Alien Goddess. I don't own Alien Goddess. I have a sample and a decant. And let me tell you, this smells a lot like Alien Goddess, maybe a bit lighter, maybe a bit less offensive, but I do really enjoy this fragrance. This is a great coconut fragrance, modern smelling, sweet, wearable, summer appropriate. I really recommend this one if you can pick it up for a good price. The next one comes as no surprise. This is Versace Crystal Noir. This is the EDP. And I repeat, the EDP, not the EDT. I'm not a fan of the EDT. On my skin, it just doesn't smell like anything. It smells like a soapy mess. But this one, the EDP, this is the most delicious, sweet, creamy, and slightly mysterious coconut fragrance. It's milky, woody, powdery, but it also has some very interesting spicy notes. So this smells really unique, and unique in a sexy, sultry kind of way. You would wear this to spend the night on the town, to go clubbing, not really to go to the beach or run errands, but look, you can wear whatever the hell you want, whenever the hell you want, and that's one of my mottos. Moving on, we've got Vanilla Fields from Coty. This is a 90s fragrance, an early 90s fragrance, and this is one of those early gourmand fragrances with lots of vanilla, lots of fruity notes, and a hefty dose of coconut. I really get a lot of coconut in this fragrance, more than in Cashmere from Chopard, which I will talk about in this video as well. But this to me really has a very pronounced coconut note, but it is all about the vanilla and the fruit, so don't expect this to be a straight up coconut fragrance. This was sent to me by a friend of mine in America because unfortunately in Europe you cannot find this anymore. It's probably been discontinued in America as well, so if you can find this one, snatch it before it costs $200, $300 on eBay. You have been warned. Maybe I should also specify what kind of coconut I smell in this fragrance. The coconut in this fragrance is very tropical, very beachy, very waxy, as opposed to the coconut in Lily of the Beach from Clinique. That one is a bit more fresh. It's almost like coconut water. But the coconut in the Versace is also very creamy and waxy and beachy. So there's different kinds of coconut, and I'll try to be very specific as I review the fragrances in this video. I'm just sipping on some coconut water. Unfortunately, I don't have any coconut props to use in this video, so this one will have to do. The next one is Vanille Tropicale from Jeanne Arthes, or Jeanne Arthes. Someone corrected my pronunciation the other day, so I'm not sure if there's supposed to be an accent aigu on the other E, Arthes. I don't know. Anyway, this is a coconut vanilla fragrance. It's mostly a vanilla fragrance, but it does have a hint of coconut and some fruits that make it smell a bit tropical. I simply adore this. This is a sweet, powdery vanilla with a hint of coconut. This is a really affordable fragrance, and it doesn't smell cheap at all. You can pick this up for 5 euros. Yes, it's cheap as chips, really. You can pick this up for 5 euros, and it smells amazing. This is one of my go-to easy reach summer fragrances. Love it. As you can see, I've almost used it up. The next fragrance is actually a body mist, and this is a new acquisition as well. I bought this for 6 euros on Notino. It was a blind buy, and I've got to say, I'm not entirely in love with this fragrance, but it is very nice. It's very strong. It doesn't smell like a typical body spray. It's from Coty and it's from the Chanson Les Eaux du Monde line, and it's called Coconut Fragrance Mist. And this, to me, this is more of a fresh, pulpy coconut scent. It's very refreshing, energizing, just the right amount of sweetness. It's not a thick lotion-like coconut scent. It's not a sunscreen scent. It's not really, expensive smelling, but it's very nice. Maybe a bit too synthetic for some noses, so don't blind buy this one. The notes are roasted pear, coconut water, and sandalwood. See, I told you there's coconut water in this one. I can distinguish between coconut and coconut water, and this one is a very refreshing, pulpy coconut. I wore this one around my mum one day and she didn't like it at all. She found it a bit too pungent and she actually opened the window when I left. And I only sprayed 4 times, so what does that tell you? The performance, the sillage is really, really good for a body spray. This next one is a dupe of Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford, which is a lovely fragrance, which is a nice summery, tropical, coconut, vanillic fragrance, but in my opinion, not worth the money. It's 300, 400, 500, I don't even know. Tom Ford is just overpriced. I would never pay that kind of money for a fragrance, so I love a dupe. This is from the Perfume Parlour in the UK. I bought this when I was still in the UK. It's a roll-on and it's extremely, extremely potent. You only need a dab of this. You don't need a lot. And this really lasts. I did put some on my hand. This on me lasts all day. It is a bit on the synthetic side, I'm not going to lie, but the original, the Tom Ford one, isn't too expensive smelling either. If you're looking for a very expensive smelling coconut, which I don't have in my collection, but I want to have it, then check out Terracotta from Guerlain. That one smells like $1 million. It really does. Then I have another coconut fragrance, another vanilla, powdery vanilla coconut fragrance from the 90s. This is Far Away from Avon. I love this fragrance when I smell it from the nozzle, but I cannot stand this on my skin. When I spray it in the air, I absolutely love it. But whenever I put this on my skin, whenever this touches my skin, it turns into the most cloying synthetic mess, and it really irritates my nose. And it just, I don't know, this doesn't work for me. I've had it for over a year. I've tried to make it work. It doesn't work for me. And I'm so sad because this fragrance smells divine. It's a coconut vanilla fragrance with white florals, yellow florals, some musky notes, and it smells like a lot like Vanilla Fields from Coty. It's in that type of genre, that 90s vanilla, which is one of my favorite fragrance genres. I've got so many vanillas from the 90s, really, and I still need to buy some, but this one doesn't work for me, sadly. The next fragrance is Dolce Vita from Dior from the 90s. And while this is more of a fruity, woody vanilla fragrance, it does have a coconut note that I detect. And it just adds, a hint of creaminess, a hint of milkiness, and I really, really love it. This fragrance smells like a decadent dessert, but not in a gourmand way. It's still fruity and spicy and woody, but that coconut really adds something so special. And to be honest, this fragrance is so well blended and well crafted that it's really hard to pinpoint individual notes. So if you're not a fan of coconut, don't be afraid to try this one. I have a friend who absolutely despises coconut in perfumes, and she has this one. She wears it. She has no problem with it. She doesn't pick up on the coconut. I know I contradicted myself, but the point I'm trying to make is that we shouldn't think of fragrances as collections of notes. A fragrance is composed of different aroma chemicals. Note breakdowns are used for marketing purposes, mostly. So maybe none of these fragrances actually contain any coconut extract, but they contain a combination of chemicals that give off that creamy coconutty feel. I've got 2 more fragrances that have coconut listed, but honestly it's not the main note. It's not at the forefront. So if you're afraid of coconut, if you don't like coconut, do try these as well. And the fragrances I'm talking about are both from the house of Chopard. The first one is Cashmere and the other one is Wish. I love both of these. Cashmere is a vanilla scent. Wish is more of a patchouli, Angel by Thierry Mugler type gourmand fragrance. I love both, I wear both, but as I said, coconut is not the main player here, so these are honourable mentions. And these are all the fragrances that I wanted to talk about in this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please let me know in the comments what your favourite coconut fragrance is. Bye!